welcome to Knockhill for the Scottish Formula 4 Championship here for the SMRC. And look at that, we got lovely blue sunny skies at Knockhill to greet the 8 Formula 4 race cars that we have for the grid. After qualifying, it was Jordan Gronkowski, the man who's putting together that championship charge, on pole position from Matt Cowley. Matt Cowley coming back to the championship, and a welcome addition from Kenneth Cowie and Neil Broom on the second row of the grid, with Matt Chisholm and Logan Hanna, Steve Barlow and James Pinkerton on the last row and 8th position on the grid. Let's have a look then. We're under starters order. There goes the board from the marshals, and we will be racing in just a minute or two. Revs rise. Everybody gets a little bit nervous on the clutch pedal. Don't roll forward. And will Jordan Gronkowski be able to hold this down towards first corner, or will Matt Cowley, who we have got here, and now can he do wonders in that Ray? Let's see what happens. This will be a brilliant race. The Formula 4s never fail to disappoint us, do they? We've got full complement of lights, we can see that, and away we go. What a brilliant start launch from Jordan Gronkowski. He goes down towards the first corner, and he will hold that one all the way down. And Cowley tries to go around the outside of him. Surely not, surely not. That's not going to happen, as it did. Wow, what a manoeuvre there. Sensational stuff. Gronkowski sends it back up the inside, and Kenneth Cowie watching all this happen in front of him. Absolutely loving it as they go through Butchers and up towards the chicane for the first time of asking. So whatever happened to Jordan Gronkowski there, his first initial launch of the start was perfect. But as I say in Formula 1, the secondary phase of the start obviously not as good, and the gravel gets kicked up by these guys as well as they all come through Clark Corner. Somebody getting a little bit wider than they need to be. Cowley on the outside now as he tries to go around the outside. Can he? No. Gronkowski holds that back towards the inside, and again Kenneth Cowie watching all this in his mirrors. That's the first lap. Gronkowski makes a manoeuvre. Cowley goes back to the outside. Can he go round the outside at the top of Duffus? Not imagine so, as they go over the crest of the hill. Brave stuff, brave. How do you like it? Formula 4 action, wheel to wheel at Knockhill, round the outside. What a sensational overtaking manoeuvre from Matt Cowley there. Jordan Gronkowski already trying to think about a cutback as they come through turn 3, but not to be as they go over the crest of the chicane. That was something pretty sensational from Matt Cowley there. He managed to hold on to that, and he made that look pretty sensational. Round the outside at Duffus Dip, such a brave manoeuvre, because it's so fast and so easy to get wrong if you do. So Gronkowski has got a fight on his hands, and look at this, he's got a fight in his hands with Kenneth Cowie as they come back in towards the hairpin. Cowie trying to take the Miguel around the outside of the Van Diemen, and Gronkowski's not going to let that happen, but he's very respectful and gives Kenneth Cowie just enough room there. Cowie did put a couple of wheels in the gravel, but Jordan, you can see him, he was steering away from the corner. So nice and respectful. That's letting Cowley get away at the front, and Neil Broom goes underneath now. So Neil Broom brings himself in towards the party, and he goes past Kenneth Cowie. Kenneth Cowie tries to go back underneath, no, but Neil Broom closes the door, and not to be this time as they go through. Heading towards the chicane. And through they go over the top of the chicane. You can see the cars all kind of land in the pretty planted cars as they come through there. Logan Hanna also still in this race, and just off the back, ahead of Matthew Chisholm, but just off the back of Kenneth Cowie for now. That's going to change though, I can guarantee. We're in towards the hairpin. Comes Matt Cowley, and in his Ray, back for this race meeting, the David Leslie tribute meeting that he's come back for. A very sought after race meeting, and to win the David Leslie trophy is something pretty special for Formula 4. We've only got 8 of them out here. It would be nice to have a bigger grid, but the quality is pretty hot. As they go down towards Duffus Dip, the GBR car that Cowley's in, car number 77. As we see them going through the corner ahead, so it's a Ray ahead of a Van Diemen, ahead of another Ray, and then a Miguel. Those names are all chassis manufacturers, so they're different kind of chassis. The Ray, built by Gavin Ray down in England, as is the Van Diemen chassis, which is kind of badged as a GL car now. John Lobel looked after the Van Diemen concern for so many years with the Medina garage, or Medina Racing Spare Centre, and also the Miguel. The Miguel's a French chassis, and they've been making some pretty quick Formula 4s for quite a long time now, and they make the current carbon chassis, which is for the British F4 Championship. So pretty good cars all round, and these chassis manufacturers, that's the beauty about Formula Ford, you don't have a one chassis rule, you can have any kind of chassis. It's an open formula for chassis, and there's a lot of them to pick from out there, but right now it looks like it's the Ray that is the one to choose from. It leads in towards McIntyre's, and it's getting chased by that Van Diemen of Jordan Gronkowski just now, and Neil Broom coming under increasing pressure from Kenneth Cowie. Look at that, Cowie's got away, and Logan Hanna's got Matthew Chisholm all over the back of her, so she's got issues there. Comes through Clark Corner they go, nobody in the gravel this time. Track limit has been pretty well respected. Stevie B goes through, Steve Barlow, and looking pretty good in that black car as well. Gronkowski's kind of regrouped, hasn't he? He's managed to put a good few laps together, and he's come back up towards the back as Cowie goes underneath Neil Broom. We saw that just in the back of that camera shot. Yes, Kenneth Cowie goes underneath Neil Broom. Neil will retaliate on the way up the main straight though. Pops out from the slipstream as they go over the finish line. And can he do that before Duffy's Dip? Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Here they go. And no, he couldn't do it. He tried very, very hard. As we see Jordan Gronkowski just thinking about what he does here. Jordan Gronkowski is very much a thinker's racer. He doesn't do things with a rash. As there's a bit of a moment leaving the chicane there. Jordan Gronkowski thinks, plans, plots manoeuvres, and then is very decisive when he makes the manoeuvre. It sticks. Having said that, the start of the race hasn't gone too well from him, but he has regrouped through this one. And as he come in towards the apron, Cowley sits in the middle of the road, so he's obviously feeling the pressure arriving from Jordan Gronkowski now. He'll be getting a pit board as round the outside goes Cowie. He makes a mistake, he lets the door open for Neil Broom, and Neil Broom slides back past through the apex of the corner. And he'll say thank you very much for that one, young man. He will be well aware of his mirrors being filled by that black Miguel straight away. So we'll have to be watching what's going on as they go once again towards Duffy's Dip for the next time of asking. And through they come. From that angle, it looked like Broom had left the door open there, but he very much hadn't. We sometimes get some pretty good onboard pictures from Neil Broom, but it doesn't look like he's carrying a camera today. And I'm getting a little bit keen with track limits now. They're not really meant to be going on that green bit. As they come through Clark Corner, and the guys battling for third place, starting to catch the guys in the lead. Or was that just the angle at Clark's as we come in towards the apron? Look at that, Cowley again. Sits in the middle of the road. Jordan Gronkowski won't go around the outside, and again Neil Broom and Kenneth Cowie having all sorts of kind of moments with each other further back down there, and that's let Cowie come back on the inside of Broom. Broom made a mistake there as they come up over the crest of the hill, and what will happen by the time they get to Duffy's Dip? Yes, only 8 cars in the race, but what a fabulous race this is. Broom holds off Cowie just now. Now Cowie takes a position. Very brave stuff going through there. Neil Broom catches a slide as he goes through Leslie's. Kenneth Cowie threw caution to the wind as he went in towards Duffy's Dip. They went in, I would imagine, far too fast for the corner, but he knew he had that bit of curb as a get out of jail free card, and he managed to do that pretty well. Looking in his mirrors up the back straight, Chisholm's ahead of Hannah, so Logan's dropped down a position there. And Steve Barlow now having a good look at the back of her teammate, or his teammate, as he goes through Clark Corner. And look at this, back in towards the hairpin. Again, Jordan Gronkowski goes to the outside. He's trying to do a cutback as they come through the apex, but Matt Cowley's got nothing. Has Jordan Gronkowski done a good enough run through the corner? Up the main straight? No, he's right in that slipstream. He couldn't be any closer if he tried. As they go over the crest of the hill and in towards Duffy's Dip. Cowley from Gronkowski as they come through. Jordan looks to go up the inside into McIntyre's, thinks better off it, cuts back to the outside, and just can't find a way past this number 77 GBR Run Ray. Cowley, I've got to say, he doesn't look comfortable in that car. And wow, what's happened to Matthew Chisholm? Where did somebody light a firecracker in the back of that Van Diemen? Because he's dropped Logan Hanna, and he's now all over the back of Kenneth Cowie and Neil Broom. So these guys are going to have to watch, because Chisholm knows how to overtake, and well, he could do it here again. More defending in towards the hairpin. Through they come. Gronkowski's car just looks a little bit more planted than the car of Matt Cowley. And we'll have to work on that between races, because Jordan Gronkowski seems to use a lot less track and seems to be going just a little bit faster. Fastest lap of the race, we should give you that, so far goes to Jordan Gronkowski with a 55.0, and Matt Cowley's fastest lap, we'll tell you that as well, is a 55.1, so there's not a lot in it, 10th of a second. as these guys... Oh, Chisholm's got past Cowie. Good move, Matt Chisholm. He gets past Kenneth Cowie. And we pick that one up at turn 3, so it happened just out of our sight. So Broom now was Chisholm behind him, and Logan Hanna's coming up towards us as well. So this Formula Ford race, albeit with small grid number, the racing is absolutely fierce. So we need some more British Championship runners to come and sample this. If you think you're fast enough, the drivers in Scotland will say. And once again, trying to go round the outside. Has he gone round the outside? He has! Cowley gives him just enough room. Now Jordan Gronkowski has to make the perfect gear changes up the main straight here. Who has the more horsepower in the back of them? And it looks like Cowley's just managed to get away with that. Yes, he has. He has, and he, oh, sigh of relief, breathing that 77 car. Gronkowski trying to go round the outside. Not to be. I hope this doesn't end in a pile of tangled wishbones and several bits of Ray and Van Diemen in a gravel trap, because they're getting extremely close. And I would have imagined that Neil Broom and co would have started to catch up as Cowie's got back past Chisholm. Looking in his mirrors as he goes through the chicane. And up the back straight, there's Broom, Cowie, Chisholm, Hanna and Barlow all together as one as we come back up with our leader in towards the hairpin. Matt Cowley is just doing everything absolutely perfectly. He doesn't need to do anything else. He can hold off Jordan Gronkowski for eternity this way. Gronkowski's going to have to try and ruffle him. Oh, Chisholm gets shown the gravel trap. We don't know if he was pushed or did he jump, but he's been in the gravel hairpin and all that hard work. Was that a little wave of the hand there? Was that a c'est la vie or was it a zut de l'or? We shall find out from Matt Chisholm. But what a shame, all that hard work, he's now way off the back of Steve Barlow, and I can't see anything bent on any of the other cars. So we come through the twisty section here. Is Kenneth Cowie actually struggling? Let's have a look at that McGall that comes through there, because Neil Broom has gone. Cowie again, big long look in the mirrors, you can see that as he goes up the back straight. But we will find out later on, I would imagine. Matt Chisholm will come through and head towards the open. This time Gronkowski around the outside, he's trying to pinch Cowley back to the inside. This is fabulous single-seater driving, and again Gronkowski gets a good run, good exit from the corner, up the main straight towards the finish line they go. It's a photo finish. Cowley takes it from Gronkowski on the line, and we're going to have Neil Broom in third place from Kenneth Cowie, from Logan Hanna and Steve Barlow, with Matthew Chisholm coming over. What a fabulous Formula Ford race that was.
Standing here with Neil Broom, finished third on the road. What a race that was. You were, I think there was about 3 of you battling for third position at one point.
Yeah, me and Kenny have we've got history. Last couple of races we've been at it hammer and tongs. We'd sort of had a tacit agreement before the race not to slow ourselves down and catch up with these guys. But that all went out the window on about lap 2 or something. And then I think we let Matt Chisholm come close in on us. And then he got involved in the mix as well. But yeah, lots of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. It certainly looked at there. It's easy to say, let's let's not battle with each other and try and keep with the pack at the front there. But when the racing's that good, you can't help but get involved in
exactly. Once the red mist starts getting involved, then all bets are off.
Excellent, well done. So we'll look forward to seeing you in race 2.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Grab a word with our second place man, Jordan Gronkowski. Jordan, second place in the road there. You had to work for it there. It looked like towards the end you were really closing down. The first lap or two, guys, Matt seemed to get away, pulled a little bit of a gap, but then you just were closing right in at the end.
Yeah, I think Matt's car was kind of a lot quicker coming on than ours. I think his engine was quite strong as well, so when he got by me I was always defending up the straights no matter what I did in the corners. But no, the second half of the race the car started to kind of come alive, obviously pulled him in, and then yeah, some absolute cracking racing. I don't know what it looked like to watch, but certainly in the cockpit it was great being wheel to wheel with somebody of his calibre, and yeah, no, really enjoyed it. Fantastic.
Yeah, I can tell you, they did look absolutely great. They were side by side, going into the hairpin, out the hairpin. Yeah. Just so good to have so much respect between these guys. Obviously good to be racing with guys at that level. Yeah, no, definitely. I have to say as well, I had a little moment with Kenny Cowie as well out the hairpin, and I think the two of us must have interlocked wheels. It was so close, but again, respect there for racing room type thing and not bumping each other off. So no, really enjoyed the whole race. Fantastic. We'll just have to try and get them in the next one. Yeah, absolutely. We've seen you all season. It's been first position in every race, but unfortunately second this time, but to be finishing second is not exactly the end of the world, but hopefully back up on the top step for the next one.
That's the aim. I mean, this weekend's all about David Leslie race 3, so this is a good platform to start from, and yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes.
Excellent, all the best in the next one. Thank you. So we'll try and grab a word with Matt Cowley, our race winner. Matt, just jump in there, race winner, fantastic race here. I've just seen to Jordan side by side. What great respect between you two guys at the front. He was trying round outside at the hairpin. He was trying everything, everything in the book to get past there. But enjoyable race.
Yeah, it was a really fun race. I mean, Jordan's great to race against. He's fair but tough kind of thing. Leaves you enough room, but he won't make it easy on you. And yeah, he pushed me to the very end, and it was a very fun race.
It looked like you got a bit of a gap to start with in the early laps, but Jordan, just his car started coming on, whether it be the tyres, and he really started closing in on you, and he certainly wasn't giving you any break at all at the front there. He was everywhere he could. He was having a shot, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I got a bit of a gap at the start, and then, to be honest, there was a few mistakes on my end that kind of allowed Jordan to catch back up, and then yeah, he kind of was looking for every which way around all the way to the very end and kept me on my toes.
Excellent. Well, a good way to start the weekend off with first on the road, and obviously it's our David Leslie weekend as well, so more of the same.
Yeah, hopefully the same in next 2 races, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. Thanks.
So race number 1 was an absolute cracker in the Scottish Formula 4 Championship here at the David Leslie tribute meeting. Race number 2, well, let's hope we get exactly the same. After race number 1, Matthew Cowley and Jordan Gronkowski will be on the front row of the grid, with Neil Broom and Kenny Cowie, Logan Hanna, Stevie B, Steve Barlow, Matt Chisholm and James Pinkerton at the back. There goes your 1 minute board, and the drivers will already have first gear engaged. They'll be sitting there with their foot on the clutch and the brake. They're probably just about now trying to find that biting point. 30-second board that goes out. They'll have a little bit of feel for the biting point. And then it starts getting quite serious when the 5-second board goes out. Up to 5 seconds, then all eyes will be on the Beatson's building supply bridge. The drivers will be at their controlled RPM with their biting point at the perfect optimum point. We've got a full complement of lights here. We're about to go racing for race number 2. Now go the lights down towards Duffus Dip. Gronkowski made a stellar start in race number 1. Having said that, it didn't work out for him. And look at that again, Cowley with a lightning bolt start in towards Duffus Dip. And he can lead all the way through the first couple of corners and not have to look in his mirrors at all. Gronkowski likewise, they've managed to drop Neil Broom. Logan Hanna gets up and makes a good start. So Logan Hanna already ahead a few places off Kenneth Cowie. She's got ahead off, and she's dropped Steve Barlow. She'll be happy with that one. Oh, Logan Hanna trying to defend from Kenneth Cowie as they go up the back straight. And will those two arrive at Clark's? Yes, they will. And through Clark Corner they come. Now where's Matthew Chisholm in that? Because Chisholm got the sharp end of the stick at the hairpin in that first race after all that hard work. But through come the two leaders, 1 and 2, the Ray and the Van Diemen of Matt Cowley and Jordan Gronkowski. Away they go. Then it's Neil Broom, Logan Hanna with Kenneth Cowie, Steve Barlow and Matthew Chisholm. And look at Kenneth Cowie, tries to pop out from the back of Logan Hanna, and I didn't think there was any room on that side as he went up the main straight, and surely there was. I believe it looks like he's actually managed to get that position as they come through the top of Duffus Dip. Now that was from a long shot from the commentator's point of view. Let's see next car interview. Yes, Kenneth Cowie ahead of Logan Hanna. So Logan will be annoyed at that. The floppy goes up in the air. Never a great fan of floppy bollards when there's single seaters going about in case they come into the cockpit. I've had that before. Neil Broom though, we have finally got an onboard footage from him. And we look into the mirrors and you can just see the lights on the dashboard. Just getting up towards maximum RPM before he brakes. Good stuff. The car's geared pretty well for Knockhill Racing Circuit as they come through the hairpin and up the main straight to click off another lap. The two at the front just seem to be in a different class on the first 2 laps at the start of the race. Everybody else then gets up to pace, but Matt Cowley, Jordan Gronkowski, whoa, Jordan Gronkowski, how did he hold that one? That was a huge moment. I'd imagine he would have had to let go of the steering wheel to catch that. Such was the amount of opposite lock. You don't get that much movement in one of these cars with your hands. Oh, and there's a problem for Kenneth Cowie. The Mygale has failed on him as he goes through McIntyre's and Butchers And where's he going to park that? His teammate goes past him. And what a shame for Kenneth Cowie. Not very many cars on track, so we'll forgive him for touring, although he's on the racing line, so he really needs to get that one up a bit sharper and get off the racing line. But Kenneth Cowie has a failure, and that sees him out of the race as Cowley and Jordan Gurkowski go through the hairpin ahead of Neil Broom, Logan Hanna, Steve Barlow and Matt Chisholm. So with Cowie gone, that frees up Logan Hanna to really concentrate on trying to catch up with Neil Broom. And can she do it? Well, there's no reason why she can't do it, to tell you the truth, as they go in towards McIntyre's for the leaders. And through they come. The gap at the end of race number 1 between the two leaders was a 1/10 of a second. Shows you just how close Formula Ford racing can be in Scotland. And we would love to see more of these cars on the grid, especially for the David Leslie Trophy meeting. It is a lovely big Rose Bowl that they win, and their name gets engraved and added to it, and it stays at Knockhill Racing Circuit on display in the circuit office. As through the hairpin comes Matt Cowley, and Jordan this time, well, again, I've said it in race number 1, he's a thinking man's racing driver. He just goes about his business very calmly. Neil Broom, on the other hand, he couldn't be further away from that if he possibly tried. The man who sits in 3rd place just now. And I'm just starting to worry a little bit, because he's in 3rd place, he's all on his own, and Neil Broom's just got to really concentrate on this one. It'd be good to get some onboard footage from him, but there won't be too much to see. It would be good just to watch a Formula Ford car being driven within an inch of its life around Knockhill, and that is what Neil Broom can do as he comes through the chicane there. And see, it's when you're in that position, that's where you just need to focus, because the guys behind are all in a nice big battle, the guys in front in a battle, but you have to concentrate as much as you possibly can. And Neil kicks up the gravel next to Clark. Steve Barlow has a big slide through, and that could possibly open the door for Matthew Chisholm, as 1 and 2 again back into Taylor's turn, the hairpin here at Knockhill Racing Circuit, all on their own as they go up. Now let's look further back, because there goes Broom, and then the gap back. Who's the next car? Well, Steve Barlow was still holding off the red car of Matthew Chisholm, so the black car was still ahead of the red car. After that moment at Clark Corner, though, we didn't think that was going to be the case, as these two different chassis come through the twisty complex of Knockhill. Both got the same engine. I believe they're both powered by, they both got a Bold engine, but they both got the Ford 1600 engine. That's just down to engine builders who they want to choose after that. Matt Kelly's got a Bold in his one, and the Bold engines are possibly the mainstay in Formula Ford. It used to be Scholar, it used to be Minister as well back in the day. I suppose you could actually build one yourself, to tell you the truth, in your garage if you have the know-how and maybe a Haynes manual. There's a plug for you. I expect one in the post. But Grunkowski, let's forget the plugs and in the post just now. Grunkowski has closed up to the back of Cowley, and he's right in the slipstream as they go up over the crest of that hill. Can he make a manoeuvre? Is he sizing up to see where he's better? Conditions right now perfect. There's no wind in the air, and Cowley's starting to go defensive already, so Jordan Grunkowski must sense and smell an opportunity here as they go down through Butchers and the chicane. Look at the difference in lines there, and you can see that from Cowley making that big sweep through Butchers to the chicane. You can see how his exit point on the chicane was completely different from the second apex and exit point of Jordan Grunkowski. So a great bit of footage there from the outside, showing just the variation in lines as Neil Broom shows us his onboard skills. When the red lights flash in the dashboard, that usually means change. And Neil grabs another gear in towards the hairpin, and down the box he goes from 4th gear, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Some drivers do a big block change and go from 4th with a little bit of heel toe straight back into 2nd, then into 1st. Neil using all the gears as he goes up over the crest of the hill. And Logan Hanna's managed to wriggle free from Steve Barlow in the black car and Matt Chisholm in the red car. So the dark blue car of Logan Hanna in that a fine 4th place just now, but really all eyes are, look at this, see the difference in lines, and then how Jordan can attack the second part of the chicane, and it seems to benefit Jordan Grunkowski quite considerably as they go up the back straight. But all eyes are on these two cars at the front, the number 77 and the number 33, because they are the class of the field. And we're getting a notice on the screen as Gronkowski goes up the inside and takes the lead. And the notice on the screen says a time penalty to car 30 Steve Barlow, and just as that happens, Gronkowski goes to the lead and he forces Cowley onto the grass and inside, but then gives him enough room for Cowley to get back alongside, and he retakes the lead going underneath the bridge. Sensational driving by these two young drivers, and we can still call him that because Jordan's not old. He's now on the outside. He's trying to go round the outside of McIntyre's. That's never going to work, and if anything, that's going to cost him quite a lot as they go through this little complex of Knockhill here. But Jordan's made the pass once already at the hairpin, and then Matt Cowley managed to drive back past alongside, and it was very brave from Cowley. Jordan didn't really force him on the grass, but he didn't give him much in the way of room up the main straight. Cowley put a couple of wheels just over the top of the Knockhill Tri-Oval and managed to drive past as we go back on board with Mr. Concentration himself, Neil Broom, in that lonely race. He'll be just desperate to try and catch up with these guys at the front, but I've got to say, it looks like it's a little bit too far, bridge too far from him just now. As up the main straight goes the first four cars. Then we have got Matt Chisholm ahead of Steve Barlow, the red car ahead of the black car. As we go back to our camera mounted Neil Broom, a brilliant bit of footage going down a gear there. Oh, and a little, did he miss a gear going in there? I think he might have missed a gear going into McIntyre's. Had to have another shot at that as Jordan Gronkowski looks like he's having an overtaking manoeuvre in towards Clark Corner on Matt Cowley, but Cowley looked like he was defending that across the track as they went up the back straight. And we skip Clark Corner and pick up the leaders coming in. Yeah, Gronkowski again trying to go around the outside of Matt Cowley. Matt Cowley giving Jordan Gronkowski just enough room, and the respect that Michael Cox said in the interview from these drivers towards each other is pretty sensational stuff. Cowley looks like he's got a little bit more horsepower up the hill there. You can't hide that because he pulled away. The cars were both side by side, and you would imagine Jordan would have the better slingshot round the corner, being on that outside line. And again, he's trying to go around the outside of McIntyre's. Extremely brave stuff from both these drivers. This is sensational Formula 4 driving as they both come back over the top of the chicane. And, well, Matt Cowley, welcome back to Scottish Formula 4 here at the SMRC Knockhill Racing Circuit. However, you are having to work for it as they go up the back straight towards Clark Corner. Chisholm has wriggled away finally from Steve Barlow in that number 30 car, and Barlow had picked up that time penalty anyway, as we had that flashing up on screen when Jordan Gronkowski made the pass for the lead. Every lap into the hairpin, Cowley has that inside covered, and every lap it looks like Jordan Gronkowski is going to try and go around the outside. As we look from the long lens off the hairpin as the cars go up over the hill, they're all quite spaced out now, apart from these two at the front. Now Jordan Gronkowski will be loving this, because every driver loves a battle and he knows he is on for a possible race victory. He's not going to throw this one away. And Matt Cowley will be loving this as well, because every race driver likes a good battle as they come through the chicane. Once again, Cowley comes through the chicane off the exit curb and turns hard right across the track to defend up the back straight, because he knows that Gronkowski looks quicker than him through the exit of that corner. Barlow kicks up a little bit of debris on the inside there. You need to watch. He's had a row about track limits already. Gronkowski side by side, he's trying to squeeze Cowley towards the inside. Can he go around the outside of him? This is amazing stuff, and this time it looks like he has himself just in front. But again, Matt Cowley up towards the line is just going to take this, and he does. The checker flag flies and Matt Cowley wins it again by 74 hundredths of a second from Jordan Gronkowski, Neil Broom, Logan Hanna, Matt Chisholm, Steve Barlow and James Pinkerton round out all 7 finishers. Kenneth Cowie did not finish, but what a cracking Formula 4 race.
Well done, Matt. There, 2 out of 2 wins for you this weekend so far, but Jordan definitely kept you on your toes throughout.
Yeah, it's been hard racing in every race so far, so I mean, hopefully more of the same for you guys, but for me I'd like to make it a bit easier on myself next time in the 3rd race, but we'll see what happens here.
What is your plans for the 3rd race? Are you going to just go for it again?
Yeah, pretty much more of the same. I can't really improve much after 2 wins out of 2, so yeah, more of the same. Hopefully try and build up a gap and keep it and not let Jordan battle me the whole way through, but it's going to be what it's going to be and just have to take it as it comes.
Good, well, best of luck.
Perfect, thanks.
Thank you. So well done, Neil. 3rd place finish there. Bit of a lonely race for you.
It was a bit. I I had a little bit of pressure from Kenny and Logan to begin with, but I think they got tangled up in each other, and I just couldn't quite close the gap to these guys. I think I made a mistake in laps 8 or 9 and let the gap really open up, and I was closing it as they started fighting, but not fast enough. But happy with third.
Good. And you would have had a good vantage point of their battle in front.
Yeah, they were going at it, but it was good, clean stuff. They were leaving each other a lot of room. I wasn't really expecting there to be contact or any major incident. I think these guys know what they're doing, but you've always got to put yourself in the place just in case it happens. But you're good there. Yeah, they kept it absolutely clean.
Good. And you've got the third race coming up this afternoon. Do you have any plans for that?
Pretty much the same as this one, of try and get mixed up with Jordan as soon as possible, because if I give him free air and let him run, I know he's got a couple of tenths on me in pace. So the only way I'm going to hang on to these front two is getting mixed up nice and early.
Well, best of luck. Look forward to seeing what you can do.
Thank you very much. Take care.
This is the main event for the Scottish Formula 4s. This is the David Leslie Trophy race. Race number 3 in the weekend for them, and they're all making their way up towards the grid to pick their starting spot. Decent weather conditions, as we can see. Can Jordan Gronkowski do anything to come back at Matt Cowley? Matt Cowley on pole from Jordan Gronkowski. A double victory so far from Cowley, with Neil Broom, Logan Hanna, Matt Chisholm, Steve Barlow and James Pinkerton. And Kenneth Cowie there, right at the very back, has managed to get going again. So this will be a drive through from the back from that man in the car down, Creameries McGall, the number 96 car. Well, let's see how this one unfolds. Big black clouds above Knockhill, I've got to say that. So the 5-second board's been and gone. We have lights coming on. Full complement of lights on the Beatson's Boarding Supply Bridge. Hold your breath. Here we go. We're racing for the David Leslie Trophy race down towards Toughest Dip. And Matt Cowley and Jordan Gronkowski get a pretty sensational start, but Cowley with a much better launch. And Neil Broom all over the back of Jordan Gronkowski and Logan Hanna also in towards Toughest Dip. They're already at turn 3, such is the pace of these race cars. And Kenneth Cowie still behind his young teammate as they go up and over the crest of the chicane. James Pinkerton at the back just now. Somebody's already removed one of the floppies, and Matthew Chisholm was making moves halfway up the back, straight there in the red car. And trying to get past Steve Barlow. Cowie slides underneath his teammate, and we go on board with, yes, Logan Hanna here. And just listen to this. Oh, somebody locks up just in front of Logan there. You can see the puff of smoke, and she will have seen that, hence the reason she moved it just that little bit, and she'll also smell that as well. It's quite bizarre what you smell as a race driver. Sometimes you can smell the car in front of you, you can smell grass if somebody's gone off, but Logan would have been smelling some expensive Avon tyre rubber there. And Neil Broom trying to go round the outside of Jordan Gronkowski. What has happened to Jordan Gronkowski in this race? Because, well, earlier on, the last 2 races, it has been Cowley and Gronkowski away at the front, but this time, Matt Cowley, with a big save coming through the chicane here, managed to just hold on to the back of that one. But Jordan Gronkowski has dropped back into the clutches of Neil Broom and Logan Hanna as they come through Clarks, with the rest of the guys all making their way through. Back on board with Logan again. And Logan on the brakes. The car looks a little bit skippy on the brakes on the way towards the hairpin there. Just managing to get the gears, gets through the apex of the corner and up the main straight, past the finish, or the start line marshals we should say there. The finish line in a different place here at Knockhill. It's just at the pit entrance. And Neil Broom is hanging in there very well with Jordan Gronkowski. Gronkowski starting to get back into his rhythm though, and that's what he needs to do, because ahead of him and disappearing just now as Steve Barlow kicks up the gravel again, disappearing at the front is Matt Cowley. And will Matt Cowley come to Knockhill and sweep the whole weekend? Well, that will be interesting. 3 races. He has won 2 of them already, but this is the one that they really want to win. This is like a bonus race. The David Leslie Trophy race, that big glass rose trophy we were talking about, the big bowl, their name gets signed on it and it's displayed in the circuit office here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. We had Mark Webber with the trophy during the week. Mark Webber, a former Formula Ford racer, the former Formula 1 racer as well, and Le Mans 24-hour racer, but he started his career in British motorsport driving for the Works Duckham's Van Diemen team back in 1996. Mark has been here and he visited Knockhill just a couple of weeks ago, and we had a little interview with him, but also he held the trophy. He wanted to see the David Leslie Trophy and he got his picture taken with it in the circuit office at Knockhill. So that's what these guys are all gunning for as they come up the back straight. Kenneth Cowie ahead of Steve Barlow, Matt Chisholm in the red car, and just at the back we've got James Pinkerton as we go back on board with Logan Hanna once more. Looking at a lovely Rennet design paint job on her helmet. The RI on the brakes, the apron she goes, down the gears, turns it in, and through she comes. A little bit of exit, up the gear again there. Just all looks effortless, doesn't it? And Logan, a very young driver and making good progress in that GBR team. Now, yeah, definitely Jordan Gronkowski has decided that it's time to waken up in this race. Maybe they've changed the setup and it just wasn't working in the early laps, but it might come good towards the end of the race. Let's see what happens. But he's started to drop Neil Broom off the back, and it looks like he could possibly be edging up ever so closer to that man there, Matt Cowley, as he come through Clark's. Yes, and Neil Broom comes to the view sideways, and we go on board with Jordan Gronkowski. Looking ahead towards the back of the race leader. And Jordan, maximum RPM, break down the gears. Yeah, Jordan Gronkowski, ladies and gentlemen, has this one now. He has woken up completely. We look in the mirror, there's nobody behind him in his mirror, and he will be focused 100% on that man ahead. He'll get a pit board from the team there, I would imagine, underneath the Beatson's Boring Supply Bridge for Gronkowski. And just look at the entry pace going over the top of Duffus in these cars. There's not a lot of suspension travel in them, and they're pretty stiffly sprung. And setup is so important for these guys and girls as they come through the chicane and up the back straight. Matt Cowley now starting to see that white and red car catch him up as they go up the back straight, and he will be starting to get a little bit of a wriggle on, and he'll probably feel a little bit nervous as well, one would imagine, as we come back to the hairpin. There's Cowley, and let's take a look at the computer and see who has got the best laps of the race so far. Best time, Jordan Gronkowski has done, Matt Cowley, sorry, has done a 54.4. Jordan Gronkowski's 54.2, so he is a couple of tenths faster than him so far as they come underneath once again. The footbridge here at Knockhill into turn 1. Neil Broom as well, sticking in very well right now in 3rd place. His fastest lap is a 54.4. So Neil Broom has this extra track time, really is gifting him and giving him the setup changes and the time he needs to work with that car, as those three are the class of the field ahead of young Logan Hanna and Kenneth Cowie and Matthew Chisholm. I expected Kenneth Cowie to maybe come through the field a little bit more, but that McGowan maybe just not working as well as it should do just now. The car down in Creamery's car, but I'm pretty sure the team will get a handle on that. And talking of getting a handle on it, look at Jordan Gronkowski now, the lead as we go past Jim Moyer, the SMRC photographer in the orange bib there, taking a few pictures for the club website. Jordan Gronkowski is well and truly up for this one. The David Leslie Trophy. He will be wanting to give that one a nice big curdle end of the race, but he has got a bit of an issue, and that issue is Matt Cowley. Matt Cowley has won both these races so far today, and that Ray is pretty hot just now, the way he's driving it. But Gronkowski through the back of the circuit, whatever changes they've made to that car between race 2 and race 3, they are very much working now. The car looks good to drive, and it looks so much faster than Matt Cowley's GBR Ray just now. And we've got to remember, Matt Cowley, first time he sat in that car was yesterday, so he's doing pretty well after winning 2 races. Through the hairpin they come. He knows how to defend as well, does Cowley, and he's done enough defending from Jordan today. I'm pretty sure right now, if you had to put your money on a driver, who would you put it on? The charging Gronkowski or the canny Cowley, who knows how to lead a race and win from the front? over the top of Duffus Dip past the Marshalls. They're starting to drop Neil Broom off the back, such is the pace at the front. And Neil Broom just cannot keep up. Angel Wax, the title sponsor for Jordan Grunkowski this year. And he had a lovely car launch at the start of the year. Oh, Cowley drops a wheel off going through the chicane. You can see just how hard he is now trying. And Jordan Grunkowski will be loving that, because Jordan looks well within his limits just now. He's in the slipstream. Look at this coming round to the hairpin. Cowley on the inside. Grunkowski needs to go round the outside of him as we kind of pull down on our seatbelts. Imaginary seatbelts we have. Try goes Grunkowski, but he can't do it. He gets a good run through the corner. Oh, doesn't make a very good gear change. No, there's a shake of the head there. Jordan not happy with that one. All that hard work, and you can see what one bad gear change does for you. Look at Cowley disappearing in the distance. And we can see Jordan was shaking his head. He's got to stay focused. He's got to stay composed here as they go through and in towards McIntyre's turn 3. That Van Diemen looks pretty nice. It looks like it's on rails as they go through this twisty complex. Neil Broom watching this from a bit of a distance now, but still knows he's pretty safe and secure, or very safe and secure, for the final podium spot here at the David Leslie Trophy race. And through they go, heading towards the hairpin once again. Grunkowski, well, he's getting another shot at this. In that one lap, he was in the same place a lap ago, but that one bad gear change, he's had to work so hard. Cowley locks up now. Oh, Matt Cowley locks up, runs way to the apex. This is your chance, Jordan Grunkowski. But no, once again, Cowley just manages to use that little Monopoly get out of jail free card, and he gets away with that one. But we've seen him run off the road at the chicane now, and we've now seen Matt locking the wheel on the way into the hairpin. So you can see just how hard he is having to drive this Ray to try and keep up and ahead of Jordan Grunkowski. And once again, Grunkowski starts to mount another attack. I'm wondering if the tyres are just past their best on Matt Cowley. He's had to drive that car so hard this weekend. And they're maybe already past their prime as they go up towards Clark Corner. We look back for wee Logs, who removes a floppy bollard. Logan Hanna with Kenneth Cowie and Matthew Chisholm still locked together, but we pick back up with the leaders in towards the hairpin they come. Grunkowski trying to put Cowley under lots of pressure. There's a manoeuvre. There's not enough room on the inside there, Jordan. That was a little bit keen, and he's cost himself more than anything. And all this battling, look what it's letting happen. It's letting that battleship grey car of Neil Broom catch back up. Hold on to your hats, guys. This is going to be an epic end to the David Leslie Trophy race. If Neil Broom can get involved in this as well, I think we need something in the commentary box, something like water. Now, did Cowley run wide there? He locked up on the way in. Yes, it looks like he has. Lots and lots of gravel. Cowley's going down to second position. Grunkowski takes the lead. A mistake from Matt Cowley at McIntyre's. Went in too hot, locked the inside light wheel, ran wide through the gravel trap, and that puts him into second place. And Jordan Grunkowski, well, he'll think it's Christmas as he goes down through Butcher and chicane to get the lead. He'll come into our view, and look at that. That's a comfortable lead now. If Jordan Grunkowski can put together a good couple laps, Cowie locks up. A little bit of a desperate manoeuvre there, and that's going to let Neil Broom get past him as well. As the cars make their way from the hairpin up the main straight, the checker flag is ready. Jordan Grunkowski on the last lap takes the David Leslie Trophy race. Fabulous, fabulous stuff. Second place for Matthew Cowley, and Neil Broom takes third place. What an absolute epic weekend of Formula 4 racing. Logan Hanna, Matthew Chisholm, Kenneth Cowie, Steve Barlow and James Pinkerton run out all the racers. That was something pretty special. Jordan Grunkowski takes the David Leslie Trophy race, and doesn't he look happy on the podium.
Now we do the David Leslie stuff. And then we presented the David Leslie.
Once again, Jordan Grunkowski!
Jordan Grunkowski delighted with that one. He lifts the trophy and he gets a free set of Avon tyres as well. And there's even some fizz supplied by GBR Racing. Great stuff for the Formula Fords. Nothing worse than getting that in your eyes. And does it smell after a little while. Jordan Grunkowski gets soaked by Neil Broom and Matt Cowley. A well-deserved race victory, and he'll be absolutely delighted.
So Neil Brown, another third place finish there, although it was so close to getting second place. I think you were 0.004 of a second away.
It was. It's an example of what I said in the first race. You just stay in the fight and wait for an opportunity, and it very, very nearly came to me, but just not quite this time. But it's still championship points, as good as second, so happy with that.
You looked absolutely delighted with your result.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really made up. I've got my girls here for the first time this season, so I really wanted to do well in this one. So very, very happy with the result.
We're going to celebrate with them.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers.
So Jordan, you've just enjoyed a champagne shower there, and that's the race you wanted to win, wasn't it?
That's, yeah. I mean, that's, what else can you say? That's the one every driver wants to win, I think. And it was, I mean, first of all, I feel for Matt. He's driven insanely. To come in this weekend, first time in the car on Saturday, sorry, didn't do Friday, and to drive the way he's driven and to be as fast as he's been, and the racecraft, I mean, the moves, as you've seen from the footage, I'm sure, the moves that we had together and the space of track we occupied inches apart, it's been an absolute pleasure to race against him. Massive thanks to him for being here, and yeah, I feel for him because he had it until he went off. But at the end of the day, you've got to be there to pick up the pieces, and we were this time. And I've been on the receiving end of making mistakes as well, so I'll gladly take it. But no, the emotions are incredible. To think it was gone, and then in the last lap for it to come back is just, thank you to Dad, all our sponsors, for my race-based supporters, family, friends. Anybody that supports us, that likes our Facebook page, follows me on Twitter or anything, just thank you to everyone. It's an absolute dream to win that trophy again. I'm just so happy to honour David Leslie with this type of race and this type of result. I'm really, really pleased.
Good. Well, go and celebrate and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
This is the second call for legends to the assembly area.